Hello and welcome to the Inquisitorial Archive. I'm accepting a 5-minute challenge from the Gentleman Gamer for this video. The criteria is set down that is based around Only War, it's the Only War game obviously, and it has to incorporate slaves of Slaanesh, paranoia, hope for humanity, and a twist. Okay, without further ado, I will begin. The player characters' platoon, or even just their squad, are being assigned to reinforce a mountain pass, sort of small fortress, a fort, an outpost. They are to report to Captain Weiser. Unfortunately, the mineral elements that make up this there'll be a warn advance. The mineral elements that make up the mountain range means that Vox transmissions are extremely difficult to pick up. That's why they use a series of carrier pigeons. This is mostly out of the way, but they've to guard this particular pass. In this world, they're fighting against chaos forces. Report to Captain Weiser. When there are also some orcs involved in this world, just to keep things varied. The players are to report or to go to this fort. Obviously, it shouldn't be particularly too hard to get there. Perhaps a navigation surface check or two. The counter will have to be varied because of what regiment the players are. If they're an armed regiment, very different scenario. The players on their way, when they're getting close to the port, will be attacked by a group of feral orcs who are living in the mountain. They'll get some aid from a patrol from the local garrison forces, but this shouldn't particularly be challenging encounters. But it should give them a chance to see how the others fight in combat. Captain Weiser's forces are probably a light infantry company given the terrain, so they're much more lightly equipped than the player characters, more than likely. However, once this is done, these scouts will happily guide the group back to the fortress. The fortress doesn't seem to have a particularly large amount of people in the area. They'll be given a brief tour displaying some of the more prominent buildings, including where the carrier pigeons are stored, although they won't be brought into it. They'll be notified that's what this building's for, more the whole building. Those who have Scholastic Lore Beasts or are trained in awareness, Scholastic Lore Beasts can make a challenging +0, or awareness can make a -20. Notice there's not a lot of pigeon droppings around this particular building, which might strike them as unusual, but they're not officer level, more than likely, so they're not permitted to go in and send those messages anyway. They will be greeted that night by Captain Weiser himself, as well as his various members of the command staff, and told that for the first day at least they'll be able to relax. They have many of their units are out on patrol. The fortress does look quite empty. Many units are on patrol. They'll be given a chance to be shown to their quarters. He hasn't got any missions lined up for them just yet. However, in the coming days he has one or two he's considering. He will then inform the player characters that there will be a feast tonight to welcome them. During the feast, there should be an exotic display of different foods. During the feast, the players should receive a blessing from the local cleric of the God Emperor, and there will be lights, mint scents, and some candles say some kind words and bless them for their journeys ahead. And the incense smells quite nice, and the food is quite pleasant, and the drink flows freely. Unless any of the players take particular cautions, they will not notice that the incense is actually slowly sedating them until they go unconscious. They will wake up in cells. Captain Weiser has unfortunately succumbed to the lure of chaos. Someone here is in fact a powerful sorcerer in service to Slaanesh, and has created, the player characters can't see them except through, there are cameras everywhere, and they must fight in gladiatorial pits, in combats in mazes. The players will have to fight for the entertainment of these Slaaneshi forces. The player characters are not, however, alone. The sorcerer's abilities are not absolute to this individual, and at various points some of those who are under the dominion will be able to offer them little bits of aid and moments of lucidity. However, sometimes these will be tests. Sometimes these won't be true. So the player characters will have to figure out who to trust and who not to. And at what times. Even if you trust them one month, you can't trust them next. However, the information this sorcerer has could be vitally useful. He obviously is in touch with the chaos forces on world. If player characters can fight their way out, then they could bring back useful information to high command. It's a very sandbox adventure, I admit, but I think that's what could make it quite useful. I think there's some obvious potential there from the paranoia point of view. Like I said, I'm kind of leaving it there. The end's supposed to be open-ended. So I believe I got under 5 minutes. I think I'm going to be a second or two close to it. I'll have to check that back up in the review when I'm editing the video. It's set up there you've got. It's more sandboxy than the other response I gave to the Darksider 42. But I think it wouldn't take that much to... I think it works. It depends on how the group interacts. Everything should change from that point on. You got the paranoia going on and stuff, and it could work out quite well. That's it.